Welcome back to the Amazon FBA Sourcing Success Guide. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Craigslist, classified ads, local newspapers, and eBay. Now you can source goods both in or outside of your niche in searchable local databases. Now you want to make sure that you're making a part of your routine a search in local sources, because again, all these local sources can yield significant profits in terms of the products that you're going to be able to get. They're typically going to be a little more rare. They're typically going to be things that you can't find every day, and they're not always going to be in the online marketplace. So making a search of these locations is going to be vital again to your being able to bring things to the market that not everyone has. Now your local area is going to vary, but generally you will be able to find items for sale in your local newspaper through the classified ad section. So let's take a look at how you do that. And all this really means in Google is maybe typing in whatever your local newspaper is and then typing in classified ads. In this particular case, I'm not going to make you watch me type, but I am going to type this in and I'm going to come right back. And you're actually now going to see that there are classified ads here in search, and all you have to do is go inside of the classified ads section. And then once you're inside of that classified ad section, you just put in a keyword as to whatever your target product is and whatever it is that you're looking to source. And these are going to be all over the world. They're going to be all over your local area, and they typically have people who will be listing things here that they want to sell. So every so often you're going to find good inventory here, but you should make this a routine part of your search, even if you don't do it every day, but you do it on a regular basis so that you will not miss anything. Typically, classified ads last about 7 days, so if you did it once a week, you would not miss any potential inventory that someone had available. Now you're also going to want to do a local-based search in eBay for items in your niche. And for the most part, it's going to work pretty much the same way as you'd work it if you did it with the classified ads. But let's take a look at eBay. Now you'll notice that I've typed in a search for a baseball glove. And so how would we then do a local search for other baseball gloves that we might be able to go and pick up? Well, then all we really need to do inside of eBay is to go to this place, and there is an item location. And so what you do here is you'd make sure that you put in however many miles that you're willing to drive to go get the item. So this will only show you certain items within this range. And so if I want to narrow that down from 100 to maybe 25 or let's say 50 miles, and that's how far I'd be willing to drive, then eBay will tell us how many of the item that we're looking for is going to be within 50 miles of our location. And so again, this is something that you're going to want to do on a regular basis. Typically auctions are going to be 7-day auctions, and you won't miss one if you tend to go in at least once a week. Now obviously there are going to be some auctions that run for fewer days than that, and you will miss them, but for the most part, most auctions run about 7 days. You'll catch just about everyone who's going to have potential inventory on eBay in your niche if you have someone do it or you do it yourself once a week. Now you're also going to want to do a local search for Craigslist for items in your niche. And Craigslist is actually segregated by city, so we'll actually be able to find the city that has the items that we're looking for, provided someone has listed them. Let's take a look at Craigslist right now. Okay, so not only will Craigslist have the nearby cities, it'll have listings here for what it is you're looking for. Now in this particular case, we're going to be looking for, and we started out with baseball glove. Maybe if we put another baseball glove in here, we'll find out all of the baseball gloves that are available here on Craigslist. Now, as we said in other videos, the thing about Craigslist is going to be that anytime that you actually decide that you want to go ahead and you want to buy something from Craigslist in order to sell again on Amazon, you are going to want to try to negotiate for the best possible deal for the best possible merchandise. But that is how you would do a search in your local area for Craigslist. You're going to find the city where you're located close to, and then you're going to look to Craigslist and simply do your search. and then start to look for those items and then be ready again to negotiate. And you're going to want to also look in some of the hyper local papers, niche based newspapers, and you won't always find a great deal in there, but again, just make it a part of your routine to do a quick search or have someone do a quick search. You are going to find that every so often you are going to find deals that are going to be bigger than some of the ones you'll be able to get on a regular basis at some of the online retailers or even there in your local area at some of the more well-known stores. People will advertise in these local papers things that they feel like they can't get rid of and that they don't want to advertise to everyone in larger cities. So again, do a search in hyperlocal or niche-based newspapers. Now, one thing that you'll want to do is to keep in contact with local and regional trade associations. Now, typically, you'll be able to find them through your Chamber of Commerce, or even you might know of some. If you know of a local trade association or a union or a plumber or a contractor or a tradesman, any place where there are tradespeople and they actually have a place where they gather and meet and they have publications, you want to take a look at those publications. There will always be items for sale, and typically they are going to come in bulk. You will want to know when those items come in bulk. They are often very sellable because they're hard to come by and they're hard for others to find. You will actually be able to get more than likely even a better markup than your traditional 200%. But again, that's going to be on an individual basis depending on the item that you're trying to sell. But definitely keep in contact with local and regional trade associations. And then also, and lastly, you want to be ready to take a look at doing barter. And this kind of goes back to Craigslist. Sometimes there will be individuals who have inventory that they're willing or they want to liquidate, and maybe you don't necessarily have the cash, or you don't necessarily have anything that you want to offer, but you do have inventory that you want to get rid of. Often, FBA sellers will barter their inventory, or they will barter services, or they'll barter something in order to get the inventory that they know will sell on Amazon FBA. So again, just be willing to kind of think outside of the box, be willing to consider thinking about things in a different way other than just transacting money for the inventory. There are lots of ways to get the inventory that you want in addition to finding out about it, where you will be able then to find hard to find inventory and to be able to put it into your Amazon FBA business. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.